Hello everyone, this is Ming Jong. Welcome to today's market analysis for the S&P 500 E-minutes futures for the session of 30th of September. In this video, I'm going to share with you the market recap from yesterday and also a trade review that has been done in the 3 minutes time frame, which I will include the entry, the exits, and also the rationale behind. And in the trade review section, I'm going to explain in detail the trading strategy that I use to trade the rising wedge pattern and how to actually profit from day trading using the S&P 500 futures as a case study. So going forward, definitely I will share with you the bias, the levels that I'm watching, and also my trading plan for the session later. Alright, so let's just get started. So yesterday was another day for slightly bearish. We have a reaction finally come right after we just broke out from this descending wedge or the falling wedge. So we have a kind of like a sign of strength rally up. So now just pending a backing up action. So the action is currently unfolding for the back test of this rally. So I will just explain more in the later part of the video in the current market conditions section. So we can see that volume is a bit lower, and yesterday price action wasn't that threatening. So up until yesterday, so far looks alright. Let me just get down to the hourly time frame and let's talk more on what's happening for yesterday. So we can see that just prior to the US opening session for yesterday, roughly around 9:30 p.m. my time zone, we have seen that there was a rising wedge forming prior to the US opening session. That's roughly around 12 o'clock or 1 p.m. my time zone. So suggested that the up momentum was fading together with the shortening of the upward thrust as well. So definitely we see that the momentum is fading, and we just have this reaction broke out from the rising wedge, and subsequently just have roughly a tight consolidation during the Globex period. And in the US opening session, just have another reaction, tested the support level at around 33.20, which I mentioned in my video yesterday, which could be a potential long entry around the support area at 33.20. So so far until the closing of yesterday session, there wasn't much threatening because we have a expected reaction, tested the support area, and eventually just close above. So not too much threatening. Until now, we have a very sharp reaction. So this is something that we need to watch out closely, which I will elaborate a bit more in the later part of the video. But before I do that, let me just get down to the 3 minutes time frame, and I have a trade review to show you, which I will talk more on the trading strategy for the rising wedge pattern and the things that you need to watch out for, and also how we can just take the advantage of the rising wedge and using this S&P 500 while day trading it. So before I just dive into the setup, let me just give you a bit of the context. So I've already zoomed out to include the previous day. So that's the previous day session. As you can see, there's an active volume as well. So you can see that the rising wedge actually started in the previous day session, and also together towards this non-RTH session, the Globex and the Asian session. So definitely with this rising wedge, we can see that there's a shortening of the upward thrust. So the up wave is become shorter, the upward thrust becomes shorter, and eventually it just broke down roughly at around 1 p.m. my time zone. That's roughly around the European session. So that is the first sign of weakness. I think I forget to mention something, because one thing that is also quite important is about the confluence level. Let me quickly get down to the 1 hour time frame, because you can see that the immediate resistance level I talked about in my video yesterday was first is a 3360 level. So that was the immediate resistance level. So you can see that the rising wedge actually just stopped right at this level. So stop right at the resistance level with a rising wedge. So the context is very important in this case, because right at the resistance level, it doesn't really necessarily mean that we need a reversal straight away for the trend to go down. So we have a resistance level at 3360, and the S&P 500 just formed a rising wedge into the resistance level, and right at the 3360 resistance level, it just kind of reacted and broke out from here on. And let's just take a look at the volume, because this is the first sign of weakness from the rising wedge. So we can see that it's relatively sharp breaking out from this rising wedge, and together with the increasing of the supply level. So definitely this is the first sign of weakness out from this descending wedge. But I did not trade right away when it first broke out from this rising wedge, because I know that a lot of people would tend to enter a short entry right after the breakout from this trend line, the uptrend line, because they say that, well, the uptrend is broken, so the trend must just reverse, right? And unfortunately, a lot of the case, it doesn't go that way, because in trading, we just need to look at the context as well. So I talk about the immediate resistance level at 3360 based on the hourly time frame, and subsequently we have this S&P 500 just grinding up into this rising wedge pattern, suggested that the up momentum is fading, and now we just witnessed that we have a down wave that break down from this rising wedge, and that's with the increasing of the supply. But just take a look at the immediate support level here. So right now we have this roughly around 3350, 52 or 54. So that's acted as the immediate support level. You can see that the down wave actually touches the level and immediately have this kind of the bounce up. So the bounce, the up wave, is acted as a backup action, and subsequently we see another reversal, and then eventually a breakdown here. So my entry was right after this breakout bar, so it's right at this kind of a hammer bar here. So this hammer bar is actually the first time actually that break out from the trading range here. So this is a localized trading range. So not only that I rely on this rising wedge, I also rely on the horizontal support level, because I just want to get a confirmation before I commit myself to enter a short trade. So I think that if you are quite an aggressive type of trader, maybe this type of the reversal trade, like when we have the sign of weakness followed by a backup action, and this bearish bar acted as a reversal bar, could be a good short entry. But for me, I would like to wait until everything is clear. So I just wait until it actually break down from this horizontal support level, which is this hammer bar here. So right after the close of this bar, I just enter a short entry, and with my stop slightly above the bearish bar here. and subsequently just waited for a few more bars. So we have another attempt to rally, but it is a very weak rally, and subsequently we have the reversal and then breakdown followed by weak rally again, and I just trailed my stop, and eventually I got stopped out right at this bullish bar here. So how I actually trail the stop is pretty simple, especially during this sharp down wave. I just trail below the immediate commitment bar here. So that's the last commitment bar to the downside, and eventually I think I got stopped out right at this up tail here. So that's my trade, and it just yield me around reward to risk ratio of about 3.4, which is very good. I think for the past week have a very tough week for me, so it's just a very nice reward to risk ratio for this kind of the trade, and it lasted relatively short period of time. So it's about from 220 to around 320, so it's just about 1 hour trade. So that's very nice, and most importantly, I think this is a valid trade. So only want to take the valid trade and avoid all those bad trades. Alright, so this is how I actually trade the rising wedge pattern. So I just do a recap. First of all, it just bumped into the resistance level at 33.60. That's on the hourly time frame. Subsequently, we're forming a rising wedge pattern. There's the shortening of the truss, so suggests that the up momentum is fading. So we just hit the resistance level and we're losing the up momentum. Subsequently, we have this down wave to break out this rising wedge pattern, and followed by a weak rally up, and eventually have this kind of the breakout. So I just trade the breakout in this case and just write a profit down. And another thing that's worth to mention is definitely when it breaks out, we see the increasing of the supply level during this breakout of this rising wedge. So suggested that there is a valid sign of weakness and the supply actually come in. So that's all for this trade review. Let me just quickly get down to the hourly time frame and let's talk more on the current market condition. So far, I think we are in a very interesting period, because I talk about the falling wedge pattern or the shortening of the downward thrust last Thursday and Friday, and I mentioned we probably see a bottom form here, and we should see a up move started right now. And also this is a sign of strength rally. I mentioned we just need to wait for a backup action, which is currently unfolding. So it's kind of a bit deeper than what I hoped for, because I am hoping that we can just stop right at the support level at around 33.20. But today's during the Asian time zone, we have seen a relatively sharp sell-off or the sharp reaction together with the increasing of the supply if we compare it to the previous session as well. So definitely the supply level is a lot higher, and this type of the sharper reaction happened during the Asian time zone until now at around 2:30 p.m. my time zone. Is currently testing the immediate support level at around 32.95, and we still have a few more levels down. I think this is a very obvious level at probably 32.70, and if we want to squeeze out a bit, maybe 32.85 is another level. So somewhere around here could provide some support for the reaction. So we just need to see how the reaction can unfold and when would it just turn up so it could just complete this pattern. So overall, if we just take a zoom out view, so the big picture is that we have a losing up of the down momentum, and I suspect this is the bottom for now, and we have a good rally up that should kickstart the rally, and pending this backup action. So once we have the backup action confirmed, so how do we confirm that? First of all, we just definitely need to see kind of a bullish bar to reverse this immediate Dow commitment bar, and subsequently you can just travel up and to break the immediate resistance level at around 3360. So you could just travel within the range for a while and break out this 3360 as a confirmation. Then I think we still likely to visit the subsequent levels, which I talked about quite a few times already. That's around 3420 or 25, and eventually if we can just overcome the 3425 level, then the next level will be somewhere around 3460 or 3450. So these are the overhead resistance. So let's see how it will just work out for this current reaction. And for the later part of the session, my trading plan was actually just to trade somewhere around right at this area. So I want to see how it actually react at 32.95, and also if we just have a deeper reaction, maybe 32.85. So that's the two levels that I'm watching closely, and I will just dive into the 3 minutes time frame and to watch out for the possible reversal, and together with supply signature as well. Okay, so I'm watching for potential long scenario right at this support area. Otherwise, still want to wait and see how it actually react at the, now it's become the the support turn resistance level at 3320. If you can just go back up, get rejected at this level, then it could become another short entry, maybe have another test, and then to go up. So these are quite a few of the scenarios could play out. Alright, so this is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and get something useful out from my video. If you like the video, just click like and also hover to my name or picture to follow me. And do remember to subscribe to my channel so that you get instant notification of my future video ideas. And as usual, if you have any kind of the questions, suggestions, or trade ideas you'd like to share with me, feel free to comment it below. I will reply to you. Just comment it below. Alright, thanks for watching. I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.